With so much drama in this LFP, it's kinda hard updating every other week, but somehow, some way, keep coming up with stupid-ass shit. Ever since I accidentally got a job, free time has become more and more elusive. But not so elusive as the elusive staff of punctuality. With that staff, you can change your shape into anything you like. Please note that these changes apply to the whole body, and not just certain parts. The unintroduced elderly man reports that the elusive King of Samaneo holds the staff currently. Well balls, because that part's not even in this video. Gays and dolls, I am pleased to inform you that this episode pompously showcases one of the greatest innovations in the history of RPG history. Yes, the class change. This elusive and legendary side plot device is what makes Dragon Warrior 3 one of my top 69 favorite games of all time. Much like you are instructed to do with your codes by the official Game Genie codebook, you can pick and mix your character classes to build the ultimate warrior. But before we get started, let's have a look at some of my favorite games to feature this class change feature. The class change system has been implemented in many games since Dragon Warrior 3, but many of them pale in comparison. Final Fantasy III for the NES is an excellent example. Becoming skilled in certain classes provides virtually no benefits when changing into other professions. No character abilities, spells, or even stats are transferred. Spawn has been trained as a white mage and switches professions to become a monk, but somehow he forgets the only 2 spells he's been using since level 1. What a dumbass, now I can't even switch him back because he lacked the capacity. The same goes for other warriors. If Adam Pac-Man Jones decides to become a black mage, for example, his martial arts training won't allow him to fight with his fists effectively. Eventually, the Final Fantasy series got it right and decided that abilities should be able to carry over from one class to another, provided the player has earned enough ability points. Now you can use a thief who has X-Fight, or a ninja who has X-Fight, or a mystic knight who has X-Fight, or a knight who doesn't have X-Fight. Seiken Densetsu III, also known as Secret of Mana 2, also had an awesome class change system, in which each of the 6 unique characters had 4 ultimate forms. The problem with these final classes, however, was that some were just blatantly better than the other options. Ogre Battle even decided to throw in some unbelievably broken secret classes to its class change system. I mean, if you've ever played the game, you know how to combo those liches with a princess. Ryan Leaf and his party are almost ready to do some class changing of their own, but before we can, we must venture north of the Shrine of Dhamma to enter the Garuna Tower to retrieve the Book of Satori. This book will allow one of our characters to change into a sage, which learns both wizard and pilgrim spells. Imagine how broken that is. I mean, think about if Final Fantasy had a character that could use both black and white magic. He'd probably be Latino. Oh my, the Tower of Guarana has a booth babe. This one informs our party that he who possesses the elusive Book of Satori can become a sage. But does she mean possess as in the spectral sense? Please be specific. The Garuna Tower is pretty long and hard, so I'm not even going to bother you with it. 2 stingwings and 1 healer, on the other hand, are going to bother your balls off. The wings of this rare and remarkable insect can be ground up into a fine powder to make an aphrodisiac and a poison. The drug is illegally sold on street corners and is known as the happy ending. Eureka! A box! Its contents will help you on your way. Use your warp whistles to fly to the Shrine of Dhamma. Go back here! This is it! Orange, you excited to have to level up all over again? That's right, kids. Once you change classes, you will be demoted back down to level 1, but you will keep half the stats you had before, and you keep any spells you've learned. I have decided to truncate this segment to minimize the amount of this episode's actual game footage. Oh yeah, I guess I forgot to show some footage of me getting the red orb. Well, let me explain my class changes while I'm at it. Jude Law became a soldier, so since he's got healing spells, he's pretty much gonna become a paladin. Ric Flair became my sage, so he's just gonna become a killing machine. Dr. Laura is still going to suck. I changed her into a pilgrim so that she's gonna learn all the spells, but she's not gonna get that much stronger physically. Anyway, I hope you kind of enjoyed this episode.